you. So I started the opening thought with that story about the experiment, and I realized I had a similar experiment played on me, or given to me, at a women's conference a couple of weeks ago, where it was about unconscious bias and to see how most of us are unconsciously closed in our outlook, so we miss certain things. They had a video where we were supposed to count how many times the red team passes their basketball. So we're all counting, and then at the end we're like, oh, 13 times. And then they're like, oh, that's great, but you missed the dancing bear. So we totally missed the dancing bear dancing around while we were so focused on the balls being passed. It kind of showed that our group of women at our women's conference were predominantly closed in our outlook.
It's going hard today.
You got some work to do.
So, belief in luck. Could it be a self-fulfilling prophecy? Are you more of a cup half full person or half empty? Kyle.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Thinking about your original topic of discussion about luck and whether it is something that you make for yourself or not. I think that that's true, and I remember there was one really cool thing when I was in Vegas one time, and this is a very, I'm not a big winner but anything, but it was a very cool story to me, is because I wanted a drink, right? And there's different ways you can get a drink in Vegas. You can go to play blackjack at the bar. You can buy one yourself, but I said, you know what? I had some friends, and I wanted to get a drink for all my friends, and I said I'm going to get a bottle we can take back up to the room. So I'm going to play some blackjack, and I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to get this bottle for free because I'm going to win at blackjack and get the bottle. And I did it, and I thought that was so cool. I said, okay, I'm going to set my mind to this and make this happen. And lo and behold, there I was with this bottle in my room. So I think that you can make your destiny, and I think that actually doing that practice of meditating and imagining what you want and actually forecasting or predicting the future, if it's something that you want to accomplish that day, tell yourself you're going to do it in your head and then go ahead and actionably do it. As far as your question about glass half full or half empty, I think it's always best to have the half full, because I think having a positive outlook on life is in your best interest, and having that positive outlook is the way to go.
Thank you, Kyle. And actually, that was my question number 2. Lucky in Vegas. But since you answered that question already, we'll just skip that question. And actually, that brings up a story I had for my trip to Vegas a couple of years ago, where my coworker said, oh, you're going to Vegas? Here, bet a roulette number for me. And he said, my lucky number is 6. So I went. I didn't plan to gamble, but I was like, okay, he gave me money, I got to do it. So put on 6 first time, won. Wow. So I was like, okay, here's $100, because it was $15 down. So I put in 10 and he put in 5. He gave me 5, so I gave him $100-something.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Nice present coming back to work. Next question was going to go to Mary Jane if she was here, but she's not here. In Harry Potter, Harry drinks a potion called Felix Felicis, known as liquid luck. Would you drink it, and what event or outcome would you wish to nudge towards your favor? Mark.
Thank you, Mrs. Table Topics Master. So, what would I do if I drank liquid luck, or what would be the outcome? Well, I guess to answer your first question, yes, I think I would drink it. But I feel like it's one of those things, kind of like in the movie, for those who haven't seen it, Harry drinks it. He doesn't drink it right away, like when he first gets it. He waits for it to kind of drink it at the opportune time. And so to me, I guess I would kind of do the same thing. I wouldn't necessarily drink it right away, because I feel like you'd have to wait for a certain situation, or maybe you have an interview coming up, or a promotion, or perhaps you're going to an event of some sort. I don't know, and so I guess I would wait until like what I thought was an opportune time to drink Liquid Luck, and I don't know what would happen. I guess that's the. I suppose if I was going for like to talk with my boss, maybe some opportunity would come up and I'd get a big promotion or raise or something like that. I don't know. I think it's one of those things, though. Kind of going back to your other question, though, I think Liquid Luck, it kind of makes you a glass half full person, and almost kind of going back to your opening topic of, how is it if you're more positive and perhaps upbeat personality, that tends to perhaps make more opportunity, or I guess that was more. Who was talking about it in the beginning? Anyways, the point being, if you're more of a glass half full person, I think you see more lucky opportunities. Ripcord. Thank you, Mr.
Now to
Could used it for that.
to counter bad luck, a lot of people have lucky charms. Michael Jordan spent his entire NBA career wearing his old University of North Carolina shorts under his team shorts because it was his lucky charm. Wayne, since you like basketball, what is your lucky charm? Do you have one? Or anything, not just basketball.
I don't think I have necessarily a lucky charm, but when I was growing up through basketball, I'll use that as an example, I did have a lucky number, which was 11. And the way that I came up with that was I figured that I liked number 1, but then just having one number 1 was kind of boring. So let's add another one, and it gave me 11, and that's how I got the number 11. But I would always have that number from any sport that I played, whether it was volleyball, baseball, basketball. I played soccer for a little bit, but I wasn't a very good soccer player. I would just like run around and kick the ball out of bounds a lot. But so if I had to pick a lucky something, it would be a number. And so even when I would do things, I would try and find 11 in it so I could have luck. When I played the lottery, I would always pick 11, or if I did a quick pick, I would say, oh, I got 11, I'm going to win. Obviously that didn't help because I'm still here working. I haven't won the lottery yet. But if I had something with 11 in it, I would always think it's going to be a lucky day. It never really does, but I've grown out of that too, just in case anyone was wondering. So thank you.
So out of luck comes superstition. You've got don't cross the black cat, especially on Friday the 13th. Don't walk under a ladder. Don't break a mirror. Step on a crack, break your mother's back. What other superstitions did you grow up with, Aaron?
Right now I am pondering of what superstitions predominated my childhood or my fears or nightmares at night. Okay, I am very much connected to the Central American community, predominantly Belize, and within the region of the people that I'm friends with, they're from, is Tata Duhende. And Tata Duhende was a small Aboriginal man that lives underneath the porch. And if you are out late, if you do not come in at time, if you try to sneak in or out the house, he'd grab you. And we were all very afraid of Tata Duhende. Didn't matter which family's home you were in, they had a Tata Duhende there. And he was real and he was mean. In my mind, I painted a picture of what Tata Duhende looked like. He had green pants and overalls and no shirt. I understand. That would be a predominant fear in anyone's childhood. Very often, I try to sneak in or out the house, but the fear of Tata Duhende predominated my thoughts so that I did not. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron, for predominantly using. Based on our answers to our table topics today. Oh, I got a signal. We have another one. Okay. Going back to Donna's speech, and she had mentioned Lady Luck. The Roman goddess of Fortuna is Lady Luck. Can you recall a time in your life where Lady Luck smiled on you? Atia.
I truly thought I would not get a question today. I'm Toastmaster. Okay, Lady Luck. I'm going to say that it was when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And the reason I'm going to use that is because ever since I was young, I was told that pregnancy would be a really difficult thing for me and I would need a lot of help to make it happen. So as I got older and obviously was older, got married and decided we're going to really try to see if this can happen, that was always in the back of my head as a fear. I think that I'm definitely the type of person who looks at things as like glass half full and a positive outlook. So I just said, we're just gonna just go for it. I don't need any of your help. But after about 2 years, we decided maybe we need to go and talk to some people. So we went to, at the time, I had an awesome job that gave me free benefits and really good benefits. So, and here I had Kaiser through my husband. So we went to Kaiser first and they wanted to do all these things and my husband said, I don't know about all this. Let's go home and think about it. I said, okay, well, I'm going to go and see this infertility specialist that I've heard about and read up on and through my other insurance. So I went to go visit him and he asked me a lot of questions. At the time, I was carrying the most weight I'd ever carried in my life. Mind you, I'm in the gym every single day. No weight's coming off. So he says, have you always, is this what you normally weigh? No. He's asking me all these questions and he's like, I really do think I know what's happening here. So, okay. He said, but I want to show you. Let's move to another room. I'm going to do a ultrasound. Not a problem. We go to the other room. He does the ultrasound. The nurse is there because I normally do not like men doctors. And she says, is she pregnant already? He says, nurse, you are not the doctor. I'm sitting on the table like, oh, Lord, let me get out of here. Long story short, he says, all I need to tell you, Ms. Brown, is you have what I thought you had. But I need you to go and get 3 bottles of wine. 1 for me, 1 for the father, and another one just for me to have here because you're 7 weeks pregnant. Luck was in my face.
Hey. That's cool.
Thank you. And from our answers today to the table of topics question, it seems like we are all predominantly lucky people. And now I would like to return control to our Toastmaster.
That's all right, that's my report.
I tell you, word of the day gets it hot in here. Competition is real. At this time, we'll move into our evaluations portion of the meeting. I would like to start by introducing our general evaluator, Sarah Chatterton, who will lead us through this time.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I would like to call for the timer for the evaluation starting, please.
Thank you, Miss Evaluator.